We bought an abandoned farm that we are intended to turn into a homestead. And this is going to become our off-grid home. But before that, we need to build the water system, clear the land, open an access road, build a shelter or get a caravan, build a solar system to have power. So let's do this. For building this water project, there is a lot of logistics and work involved. To get these IBCs up here was a lot of work. We got these IBCs secondhand, they came dirt, so we need to wash and clean these IBCs. Then we needed to wrap them to prevent the algae to form inside. Then we need to transport these IBCs up to this point, and that alone was a lot of work. Now, the next step is to move these IBCs to this upper terrace over here. But before I do that, I need to clear all these dry bushes around here. The problem is there are snakes around here. I don't know if the snakes are poisonous or not. I will take extra care. Yep, there is a snake. On these first days, I seen a lot of snakes. They were all around me. I was kinda very scared, but now I got used to them. One of the most amazing things that I like about this project is that whatever time on the day when I'm tired, I can just take a break, walk around, and I'm already surrounded by nature, wildlife, and that kind of thing. Because we are on a protected area, both sides of the mountains are national parks, so there is wildlife all around us. And for me, that is priceless. I thought it would be nice to share with you an aerial footage or aerial map of the property so you can have an idea where things are located and where within the property we are building that water system. For that, I'm going to be using this image here. It is my own image. I created this a couple weeks ago. It's a drone image. Took me some Photoshop, but it turns out nicely. This image here is very similar to the one I used before on the previous videos, which is this one here, which is the official Spanish government satellite image called SIGPAC. I use this image here on the videos Project Overview and Plans for the Future, two very comprehensive guides from what we have in the land and what we intended to do. If you haven't watched these videos, I'll leave the link in the description. It's worth it to go and check it out. I'm using this image here, especially now to illustrate what we have on the land at the time of the original footage was shooted. We didn't have much because it was really the beginning. This is the location where we are building that water system, the IBC platforms. And back on that time, we only had the stone house, which partially in ruins. We have the rain catchment cistern, which is also in ruins. It got some cracks and leaks. And also we had the water well, which is also in ruins, dirt, and needs to be cleaned before you use the water. We chose the location here for the platform for the IBCs for a couple of reasons. And one of them was because it's the highest point in the property. It's the last terrace we have before the national park. We cannot use anything on the national park, only what we have within the borders of the land, so that's why it's there. The other reason is because it's aligned with the rain catchment cistern and with the stone house. In the future, we're going to be integrating that storage. Maybe we're going to be making a bigger storage and connecting that with the rain catchment cistern, and these both systems will be the water supply for the stone house, which we're gonna rehabilitate it, restore it, and leave it there in the near future. And also, this water system platform is alignment with the well. When in future we restore the well, it's gonna be integrated as well through pipes and water pumps. We're gonna pump the water from down there up to the top, and then the gravity feed will feed the water for our needs for the house and for everything else. I thought it'd be nice to share this map here for you to have an idea where we are doing things there. I'm going to be using constantly this image from now on. Now that you know exactly the location, let's go back to the video. Yesterday I did run out of battery, and I did a big job clearing all this part here and the platform there. This platform is staying here because it's the highest point. After there is not the property anymore. It's the national park start right there. So here is the highest I can place the platform for housing those IBC thoths. 1,000 liters each is 2,000 liters in total. And when you're working remotely like that with a land is so dirty, this tiny bit of space that I clear here in that path there, it gave me that amount of bush here. We can't burn this one here in Catalonia anymore, so later on I need to get a bush cutter to trim everything to make compost. Platform is ready, all square and leveled. It's so nice to see things finally moving forward. Right here I'm having a problem because I need this to be straight, and it's not straight, it's curved. The material is not very flexible, it's polyethylene. The idea is to get this tube here, that tube there, and a T in the middle. So the tube is gonna come this way, so it needs to be straight. One of the main reasons we choose this property was because of the stone house. Most of the properties on the farms in Spain, they are registered as a burn, which means casa de campo. And on this property here, our stone house, or at least the part of it, because some part collapsed and is in ruins, is registered as dwelling, which is a vivienda. So we legally can restore it, and legally we can live in the land. I think this is the most important feature of the property. Without the stone house, the property would be worthless. I'll try to explain a little bit the idea here. So there is 1,000 liters, we make 2,000 liters. When I fill up either one is gonna fill up the other one because they're gonna be interconnected. That's the whole purpose I'm doing this on here. So this pipe pointing that way, that pipe pointing this way. So they're gonna be connected by a T-junction, and this T-junction is gonna feed this pipe here. That's gonna go down and to the house. Because it is not flexible, I'm letting in the sun here to heat it up a little bit so I can work it out. So what I did here was that I get a piece of wood and I tied the pipe here. And I got a piece of wood and did tied the pipe here. So this way I can make a kind of almost straight. It's kind of getting there. I'm pushing, trying to make straight. Soon I'm gonna do a trench here, and then I'm gonna cover all that. It's gonna be on the ground. But because that T-junction there gotta be straight, I cut this piece small, but it's not straight, and I kind of not quite figure out how to straighten it up. I got some tools down the house. I'm gonna check it out. Probably I'm gonna go to the village to do a research on how to get this done. Yeah, that's the problem now. Almost there. Now to the next stage. I did not manage to complete the water system but we have some progress. The platform for housing 2 IBCs is now completed. The next stage will be finishing the plumbing and getting water. Our quest to living a more simpler life, a more self-sustainable life continues. It's around 2:30 now. The wind brings the fresh air from the river down the valley and got this fresh breeze. Oh, it's amazing. The sensation of being here is so good now. Out there in the sun is hot, but when you come here in the shadow, it's nice. You get used to this life very quickly. When I felt the urge to come towards this project, I start to visualize how is to feel to be here before be here, like in your mind. And amazing thing is, I experienced this on here so many times in my mind back 3-4 years ago that does not come as a surprise how nice it is. I feel like I've been here for a very long time, and yeah, very nice. I enjoy a lot. It's gonna be very difficult to come back to UK, to that weather over there. I need to come back maybe more 2 or 3 seasons. I'm gonna spend 8 months there, the rest of the year here, and I need to raise the money to refurb the house. I'm gonna put some articles on the blog. I'm gonna leave the links below about this project. I'm doing a couple projects simultaneously here. The water project is the biggest one because we don't have any running water here. It's taken me more than a month now because I'm not sleeping here yet. I don't have anything to sleep here. No running water, no toilet, no shelter, nothing. I need to build everything from scratch. I'm gonna build a composting toilet. I'm gonna build an outdoor kitchen, fix the upper door, and see if I can complete the first stage of the water system. The water system is gonna be a complex one because it's so many levels. I want to collect the water from the rain, and when I'm not gonna be able to do that, I need to buy water. The guy delivers in the truck, so the truck cannot come the way here because there is no path. I'm waiting for the tractor guy to come and do the way. Yeah, a lot's going on. Seems to be slow, the progress, but if I take each season into steps and each step into multiple projects, that way I see progress. I hope you enjoy the content that I'm trying to documenting as much as possible. As I said before, this is not how-to videos, it's more like a how is going videos. I'm gonna try to show the way I get things done on a daily basis, the struggles and everything. And yeah, hope you enjoyed because I'm enjoying a lot.